Aura. How do you get it? How do you keep it? How is it possible? What is it? How do you get aura? Geez, welcome back to Tate's Alchemy. In this video, I'm going to explain to you what aura is and how to get it, and give you some examples of people that have it. So aura is a bit of a Gen Z word that's going around at the minute. But in my knowledge, aura is an energy that people have. Someone that walks around, and when they walk into a room, you feel their energy because they have an aura. And I'm going to talk about two real life examples. One's dead, but definitely had it and still has it within spirit. And one is someone personal that's big that I know. You might be able to guess who they are. Not very hard if you're not new to this channel, but if you're new to this channel, then I have a working relationship with one of these, and one of them I loved growing up, and one of his epic films has came out and he's trending again because he has that aura. So, example number one is Michael Jackson. This man has aura. Now, I don't just mean, this is me as a fan, obviously I was a huge fan of Michael Jackson, still am, but if you listen and watch any videos where people talk about him, they say he had a magnetism about him. People were drawn to him. People couldn't stop looking at him. His music made them melt with love, and everyone was infatuated with him. He was the most famous person, if not still the most famous person ever. He like competing on like Jesus levels, right? No disrespect to Big J, okay? But he had aura. Now I'm going to get on to how he had it. You know, it's not just because he had big hits, Billie Jean and all these tunes like Thriller, right? The reason he had aura, when you actually look into who Michael Jackson was and what he believed in, is the reason he had aura. Because there are notes that he wrote to himself about who he was. And this is my explanation to you on what aura is and how you can develop it yourself. Because anyone can develop aura. Obviously some people are more naturally inclined to have it. But I've studied this and figured out how they have aura. And this will lead me on to my second example, which is, as you know, Andrew Tate. Controversial figure. Some people like him, some people don't. Not as popular as Michael Jackson, that's for sure. But he definitely has aura. And what I mean by this is, again, when people tell me they've met him, they tell me what it was like. There was an energy when you walked in the room, you couldn't take your eyes off him, the way he spoke. Even people that hated him, and they talk about meeting him, oh, well, but when he walked in, you just felt he was there, his eyes were piercing. There's a magnetism about him. Now, this video isn't about magnetism, I can make another video about that. The reason, these two specific examples, obviously there's lots of people with aura, Conor McGregor was another one, there's lots of people with it. But the reason they have aura, and get your pen out and write this down because this is the reason, you can apply this to your life. They have aura because they have absolutely zero doubt of who they are. Michael Jackson wrote down who he wanted to be, why he was going to be it, what he wanted to do. He knew exactly who he was going to be and who he was. And he believed in it 100%. He didn't have any doubts. Now that doesn't mean these people don't want to self-improve and become better. It doesn't mean they're happy with where they are completely. But it does mean that they're at peace with who they are. Andrew Tate doesn't think about whether he is or isn't the right person today. He doesn't wallow in his brain, and I know this from conversations with him. He does not wallow or think about his decisions and refer back and think, He analyzes his own performance very critically, just like Michael did. Michael would review his performances all the time. These people are obsessed with self-improvement, but the reason they have aura is when they walk out into public, or Michael walks onto stage to perform, they do not doubt who they are. They don't change who they are to meet other people. Yes, they adapt socially to meet important people, but their essence of who they are, they walk with their chest out and they are proud. Michael Jackson wearing his sparkly jackets, no one else was doing that. You get called gay or queer, but Michael did it. Michael was a G with it, and he put his glasses on and he didn't care because he was happy with who he was. He was, and I don't mean happy as in settled, he was always trying to improve, he was changing his image, he was trying to become better. Tate's always working out, trying to become better, trying to build his muscle up, trying to build his empire up. But Tate is so confident with who he is because he knows the work he's put in. Note that bit down. He knows the work he's put in to get to where he is, so he does not doubt himself. Michael knew the work that he was putting in, so he does not doubt himself. He knew that doing hours and hours and hours of dancing and practicing, he would almost have the perfected article on stage. Now, he never believed he was perfect. He was always criticizing himself, but he was obsessed with being great. Now, going back to aura, the reason they have the aura is because they are at peace with all the work they've done. They didn't just wake up and think they were the shit and walk around, oh, I'm amazing. They've put in hours and hours and hours of practice and training on their own crafts to get to this point of confidence. And this is how confidence is built. Now, confidence is an aura, but it's like a stepping stone to it. If you've got absolute confidence and you love yourself and the process you've built, the aura will develop. Now, do I have aura in my own life? In certain circles I can do, but in other certain circles I don't, right? There's a lot of people in my local town that don't like me at all. They hate that I've got the confidence to do this. You know, they'll see some of my videos and I'm like, why the fuck is this guy speaking to people? How dare he? He's just a normal guy from where we're from. They hate on it. But there's other circles where I just say the right things, I know how to speak to them, I make them feel good with laughter and energy, I pick them up, I know how to chit chat with them, and they've said there's an aura about you, there's an energy about you. So am I up the levels of Tate and like that? Of course not, I'm not here to say that, but I am at complete peace with who I am as a person. Not the finished article, not by a long way. Got loads of work to do, and I love the self-development and getting better. But I am at peace. I could sit in a room with anyone, and I'm pretty confident, because I've sat in rooms with lots of higher people, that I don't doubt myself among them. When I used to perform as a footballer, I used to get nervous. I doubted myself. Sometimes I play a game, I'd have that aura. If I knew I was better than the opposition, I was amazing, I don't mind saying it. But if I doubted myself, just that little bit, the chink in my armour just wasn't, the aura wasn't good. The aura was gone basically, and I'd have to rely on it going my way. But the odd game where I'd turn up and I just had it in my head that I was the best, you know, like the Cristiano Ronaldo level confidence, I had aura, and people would say to me, you were untouchable today, no one could get near you, you had like something about you. And it's that, but for these guys, it's every day. There isn't a room that Tate walks into and he doubts himself. He can certainly be humbled and meet people that he thinks are bigger than him. He has done that, and he respects them. But the way he carries himself, he immediately makes them also respect him because of aura. And this isn't about glazing anyone or anything like that, okay? Two different people, different legacies and their own journeys, right? I'm giving you the example of what aura is and how you can get it. So taking away from this video today, you need to think, how can I get more at peace with who I am? The way you do this is by developing confidence. How do you develop confidence? By not letting yourself down, by raising your standards, not settling for less, not taking days off that go against your goal and your overall view of who you want to become. Remember, self-hypnosis is about being the person you want to become already, finding ways to extract that energy, put it into who you are now, and stepping into that person. And to do that, you need to believe that you can become that person, and to believe in the fact that you can become that person, you need to take the right steps and be disciplined. You need to think, I can't fuck around and do this other shit because that's not what he would do, and him, that person there, the future version of me is me now, so I'm gonna do that now instead of that fuckboy shit over there. And you do that day by day, you develop confidence, and all of a sudden you start to think that you're the fucking man. And you listen to the G playlist that I've shared in my Telegram about how to feel like a G. You start listening to them, you're believing the words that Kanye's saying and 50 Cent saying in songs, that you're singing it about you, you're the fucking man. And you start to develop aura, and you start to have big people want to work with you, and all of a sudden your life goes up and up and up, and you become the big G, you become the guy with the aura. So how do you get aura? How do you become just like Michael, just like Tate? How do you develop this energy in your own world as your own person? Obviously be authentic, it's your own aura. You're not trying to be like anyone else, you're not standing around like this, oh, top G, top G. You, be the best version of you, but step into the best version of you. Be disciplined about it. Develop the confidence, develop the aura by being 100% committed to who you are, then being at peace with it, and following the course. That's how you get aura. Like and subscribe and all that gay shit, alright? Yeah. Remember, self-hypnosis is the key.